Before the story begins, please remember to like and subscribe. Enjoy the video. Darby, Montana. Population, just under 500. The kind of town where everyone knows everyone and every family tree has deep, gnarled roots. But one family stands apart. The Tilletts. They live in a towering, ivy-covered mansion that looms at the edge of town. A massive estate built from blackened stone and weather-worn oak passed down through generations. Locals call it the Hollow House. To outsiders, it looks regal. To those who know better, it feels like a warning. If you ask around, you'll hear the same whispers. They're cursed. They're marked. Keep your distance. Every 27 years, a Tillett vanishes. No explanation. No body. Just gone. It started in 1901. But even now, over a century later, the disappearances continue. This is the story of a family line slowly erased from history, and what may be hunting them in the shadows. Nathaniel Tillett was the first to inherit the mansion, a stern, deeply traditional man with a thunderous voice and an unshakable belief in family legacy. He was known for spending long hours behind the locked doors of the study, poring over dusty tomes on local myths, ancient rites, and the region's indigenous history. Townsfolk say Nathaniel kept secrets, not just from the community, but from his wife and children too. As the 27th year since the mansion's completion approached, Nathaniel's behavior became increasingly erratic. He stopped attending Sunday service. He ordered servants to double-bolt the cellar door. He spent long nights standing silently at the tree line behind the house, holding an oil lamp and murmuring in a language no one recognized. 2 days before he vanished, he wrote frantically in his family's leather-bound journal. "It wants the bloodline. I fear I passed it on. The woods know. The stones remember." On October 19th, 1901, he kissed Margaret on the forehead, walked out into the forest, and never returned. His lantern was found still burning at the base of a cedar tree. There were no prints, no drag marks, just the smell of burnt iron in the air. Margaret burned several of his books that night, whispering prayers in a trembling voice. She never allowed anyone to enter his study again. When asked what she thought had happened, she said only he heard it again. Under the roots. Some believe Nathaniel willingly offered himself to something ancient, something patient, buried deep beneath their land. Ezra, Nathaniel's only son, was quiet, bookish, and haunted by his father's disappearance. Raised by a mother who refused to speak of the past, Ezra grew up in a mansion where every creak in the floorboards and draft in the halls felt like a whisper from something watching. He took up his father's habit of journaling. But unlike Nathaniel, Ezra confided in no one. His wife, Annabelle, claimed he spoke in his sleep always the same words. "It calls. It remembers. It knows my name." In early October 1928, Ezra became obsessed with a carving he uncovered beneath a floor tile in the old pantry, 3 interlocking circles etched into the stone, forming a triangle. He redrew it in his notebook dozens of times. One morning, Annabelle found a letter resting atop his desk. "The dreams are back. Same trees. Same voice. It keeps saying I don't belong here. But maybe it's not me it wants." The very next day, Ezra vanished from his locked study. The fireplace still smoldered. The window ajar. His uncle Franklin, now the oldest living Tillett, told police Ezra was chasing ghosts. But the staff believed Franklin knew more. He had been reinforcing the mansion's cellar door with chains and iron nails for weeks before the disappearance. When asked why, he replied, "Doors open both ways." Elian Tillett, granddaughter of Nathaniel, was a sharp-tongued academic with a fascination for folklore. Her research into regional burial grounds and sacrificial rites became more than academic once she discovered references to her own family name in 18th century settler records. She believed the mansion was part of a bargain, a structure built not just on land, but over something buried, something ancient. "Our name was payment," she once whispered to her cousin as they examined the original architectural blueprints in the attic. Strangely, the mansion's design mirrored the triangle found in both Ezra's and Nathaniel's journals. In the days before she vanished, Lillian grew agitated. Her journal entries became frantic, her handwriting near illegible. She wrote of a song, a lullaby that seemed to come from beneath the floorboards always after midnight. She moved into the master bedroom against her Aunt Clara's warnings. On October 19th, her mirror shattered from the inside. The word promise was gouged into the window frame. A strange draft filled the room, carrying a faint melody. Clara, who'd been bedridden, was found wide awake the next morning, clutching a silver box to her chest. She refused to speak again and died that winter. The box was empty. Benjamin, rebellious and cynical, refused to believe in family curses. He laughed off the mansion's nonsense, but grew quietly obsessed with its secrets after inheriting it in 1980. He began to spend long nights in the library, translating old family texts and poring over drawings of the triangle symbol. One neighbor recalled that Benjamin had asked strange questions about rituals and keeping things asleep. Days before his disappearance, he purchased a large bag of salt, iron nails, and red candles from a local supply store. On the morning of October 19th, Benjamin was seen mowing the lawn. Mid-step, he froze, then vanished. The mower continued moving until it rolled into the pond. Inside the mansion, the library was torn apart. The fireplace had been used, fresh ash still warm. The brick cellar had been opened, revealing stone steps leading further underground. Written in chalk on the wall above the opening, "You can't outrun blood." A visiting cousin, George, claimed Benjamin had been whispering to someone in the fireplace nights before. George left town that very evening. His hotel room was found empty, his bed never slept in. Among Benjamin's papers was a hand-drawn map. The triangle appeared again, this time marked in 3 locations: the Cedar Grove, the cellar, and the library. Eliza Tillett was the last. The mansion, now covered in ivy and rot, became her sanctuary and her prison. She digitized the family archives, recorded audio logs, and tried to connect the dots. Her obsession wasn't curiosity, it was survival. She compiled the dates, locations, and patterns. She mapped the layout of the mansion to the 3 points of the triangle. Her conclusion: something had been fed, willingly or otherwise, every 27 years. And the mansion wasn't haunted. It was alive. Her final journal entry read, "I saw it again. In the mirror this time. Not a face. A shape. Watching. Waiting. The Cedar Grove path has shifted. The triangle is real. The altar is real. This ends with me." On the morning of October 19th, Eliza left through the rear garden. She wore white. A camera was strapped to her chest. Her body was never found. Her phone, found near the grove, contained a blurred photo, an altar made of ancient stone, 3 trees behind it. Her voice on the final recording trembles: "We weren't cursed. We were chosen." In the mansion, a hidden drawer in her bedroom was found open. Inside, a stone talisman, worn smooth, and a single word etched into the wood: "End." Each disappearance, each journal, each whisper, a puzzle leading to one conclusion: this was never about death. It was about debt. A legacy paid in blood, renewed by silence, sustained by fear. And at the heart of it all, a pact bound in stone and shadow. Perhaps they knew. Perhaps they allowed it. Perhaps survival required sacrifice. And now the mansion stands quiet once more. But on October 19, the wind picks up. The trees still lean inward, and a light flickers in the attic window. The Tilletts are gone, but the pact remains. If you ever find yourself in Darby, Montana, don't follow the path into the Cedar Grove. And if you feel alone in the wind, don't answer, because something is still waiting.